Today I wanted to talk about addiction, which has been a theme that has been extremely core and central to my entire life. And all through the times that I was in the depths of dealing with the worst of my addiction, I always heard that there was no cure and that it was something that I would have to deal with and live with for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, at least for myself, I found a cure that has worked for me, and I believe it will work for you as well. My addiction was to alcohol, and I can speak with a degree of certainty on the subject given my experience. I have been admitted to hospital. I've lost track how many times, about a dozen, for alcohol abuse, alcohol withdrawals, and acute pancreatitis. So I know how it feels to be at the very worst and most severe physical and mental pain that I can imagine. And if there was ever a cure for that, I would want to know. And so I hope that what I share with you today can be a solution for you as it was for me. Let me ask you a question. If you're not in pain, do you reach for a bottle of pain pills? If you're not in pain, do you take pain medicine? One of the reasons that we might reach for our cope or our addiction is because we feel and sense that we are in a situation that is causing us pain. I'm not saying that your pain isn't real, but what if there was another way that you could approach it? Remember that wishing for a positive experience is a negative experience, but that accepting a negative experience is a positive experience. Now, please trust me when I say that I tried absolutely everything that I could think of to beat alcohol. I tried moderating how I would drink it and when and why, and my diet, my exercise, my habits, my relationships. I tried rehab. I tried that naltrexone pill that is supposedly makes you feel, nauseated if you drink alcohol with it, but I would just drink straight through it. I really did try everything that I can think of. And out of all of the solutions that I tried, I could only find one cure. I really don't like it when people say that there is no cure, because I think hope is one of the most important things for people that are in the depths of addiction. If you're really going through it right now in active addiction, I want you to know that it's a distant memory for me right now, but I can remember it. It's a vivid memory. And I know exactly how you feel. And I believe that the best thing that you can do right now is to trust yourself and hold on to whatever hope that you have. Because that hope is trying to guide you towards the cure. And the cure is very simple. I found that the best solutions in life usually are simple. And if you get this, then not only may you never you may never be addicted ever again from this moment on, or it may click with you, and then once you realize it, all of it, it'll just make sense to you, and it cuts the never-ending loop of hurting yourself and then healing yourself and then hurting yourself and then healing yourself. Because what if I were to tell you that you're not hurt? There's no wound for you to heal. If your addiction is your cope and you're trying to bandage and solve and balm the pain that you're in, this might blow your mind a little bit. This is the mind blower, but this is very simple. What if there was nothing to heal? What if there was nothing to cope with? What if you don't need the pain meds? What if you don't have a headache? What if you think you do, but you don't? Because your cope of choice, whatever it is, alcohol, drugs, or a particular behavior or thing that you do that you've lost control over and is detracting from your life, it cannot be a solution. Your brain, you cannot identify it as a solution if also you are unable to identify it as a problem. Think about that for a second. I know that we get obsessed and in our own heads that, here's the situation I'm in, it's a problem, it's a problem, it's a problem, what do I do to fix it? I need to feel better, I need to resolve what is going on inside of me so that I can deal with the situation. I want you to consider that, what if that situation doesn't need a solution? What if it just needs to be experienced? What if it's just there for you to go through so that you can know how it feels and then share that with everyone else? And you can know in your heart for the rest of your life that you went through it. And there's no more powerful experience than a firsthand one. There's no learning greater than firsthand experience, because you really internalize it and integrate it with the very core of your being. So yes, what if? What if all of your problems, the things that you think are negative for you, what if they exist only in your perception and in your interpretation of the events and the experiences that you're going through? There's infinite contexts, there's infinite situations that you could use in examples that you could find yourself in. And what I am proposing is an alternative way of viewing that situation so that in your brain, as you analyze and look at that situation, you will not see it as a problem. And if you don't see it as a problem, then you won't see it as needing a solution. Do you see? And this is really the most critical part about the paradox of human psychology. You may have heard it said as seeing is believing. But also, I believe the inverse is true, that believing is seeing. And that's why they go together and they reinforce one another. It's very chicken and the egg. Your beliefs reinforce your perceptions, and your perceptions, they reinforce your beliefs. And if you perceive that you have problems, then you're going to believe that you need solutions to those problems. And if you believe that you do not have problems, then you are going to not perceive problems. Because remember that the situation that we find ourselves in, this is coming from my video on value, where I say the word context a million times, we constantly just find ourselves in situations. And who determines whether that situation is good or bad? Who decides whether that situation is a problem or something to be enjoyed? A solution in and of itself. What if the experience that you're having is a solution for you? If you believe in God or fate or destiny, you might believe that it's necessary for your life path or for your evolution or for your journey. But even if you're not spiritual, if you don't believe in God, if you're highly atheistic, there is a rational here, there's a mathematical relationship between problem and solution, where one cannot exist without the other. And I hope that you can see that, because that is how I came to spirituality, is through logic and reason. I believe that they are intermixed, that they're one and the same, that the physical and the spiritual are two sides of the same coin. Let me say with certainty, there is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You do not need a solution to whatever you believe your problem is, because there is no problem. You are not experiencing problems. You are just having an experience. And one man's trash is another man's treasure. What that experience may feel like for you may be the best experience in the world for someone else. I'll let you think about some examples of that. If you realize this, as I have, that there's nothing wrong, it really feels like the best feeling in the world. It's a feeling of lightness, where all of that weight and that heaviness that you regarded as everything that's wrong in your life, just realize that there's nothing wrong with your life. That your life is exactly where it should be. And when you realize that you don't have a problem and that you don't need a solution, then your whole relationship with your cope is going to change. I know mine did. Where now my relationship with alcohol is no longer something that I have to have in order to feel okay. Now it's just another experience that I can choose to have. And because I'm the one that's choosing, I can choose whether or not it's of any value to me in the context that I'm in. The last time I had a drink was in February of this year, yeah. And it had no control or effect on me. And to be able to take it or leave it is a beautiful thing that I never thought that I would be able to experience. And that I've chosen to just simply leave it is beautiful to me. But I'm so grateful to be the person in control, the one in the driver's seat, and not a slave to my perception of the experience that I'm in, which then leads to me feeling that I need to do something to fix it or address it or escape from it. It is my sincere hope that you realize this in the same way that I have realized it, because it really sucks to not be your own person, to feel like someone else is pulling your strings. And that's what I want for you, is to pull your own strings, be the master of your own destiny. Because me and the rest of the world is waiting to see how you're gonna be if you allow yourself to be yourself. I sincerely hope that this has helped you. And if by some miracle it can trigger even one person into having the epiphany and realization that I did, and you can just feel all of it vanish in an instant, like a light switch, it's the best feeling in the world. And I really want that for you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if this cured your addiction forever. I know it sounds too good to be true, but I promise you the best answers are the simple ones. Peace, love, and see you on the next one.